Our world is filled with natural wonders. As with other naturalists fueled with curiosity, I've endeavored to understand as much as I can about these wonders. A timeless and invaluable tool that most naturalists use is a journal. A journal not only helps the naturalist to reflect upon his observations, but protects the observations from the human memory, which is notorious for distorting and neglecting details. I am passionate about my studies and love to share with anybody willing to engage. This is why I create and share my nature journal. Skunks are infamous for their ability to spray a pungent liquid at an aggressor when they feel threatened. When I was a kid, my sisters and I got sent home from school because our dog got sprayed by a skunk. When the dog ran into the house afterwards, just being in the same room was enough to make us stink. But that dog was fairly crazy and probably had it coming. In my experiences with skunks, they are usually very easygoing. Instead of touring the entire property one morning, I just stayed by the beaver pond. Beaver ponds tend to be a hot spot for biodiversity. We do feed the beavers. It makes studying the colony much easier. We know every individual. And if we did not feed the beavers, they would have run out of food a long time ago and left. By keeping them here, they are maintaining an important habitat on the sanctuary. There is also a colony of muskrats here. And ducks come and go throughout the year. This is one of the two families of mallards. This is the other. This family's down to one baby mallard. Both families have lost ducklings, probably due to depredation. Interestingly, this mama and baby also have a wood duck following them around. It's likely that she raised this one as one of her own. Typically, wood ducks are much more skittish than mallards around humans, and other animals for that matter, but this one is very casual. The fish and frogs in the pond attract the herons. Here's a green heron. We usually see 2 or 3 every day, along with some blue herons. There are also some resident common yellowthroats around the pond. Several families of song sparrows nested around here. And of course, there's always predators lingering, such as sharp-shinned hawks. The most common bird lately has been the cedar waxwings. Later in the year, they'll mostly eat berries, but right now, they're attracted to the insects at the ponds. They are rarely found sitting still. They are hawking back and forth like flycatchers. They are quite striking, though, with their black face masks lined in white, and the tan belly that fades into yellow, and the colored tips of the wing and the tail. Beavers also increase the biodiversity of plants with their dams. The dams catch silt and acquire nutrients and create a sort of a natural garden. I did an assessment of one of the dams, and these are the plants I found. At least 32 species of vascular plants on one dam. There are about 250 species of bumblebees found throughout the world, and about 50 in the United States and Canada. Their genus, Bombus, is easy to recognize because of their large size and fuzzy bodies. Bumblebees are able to fly in colder temperatures than most other bees and insects because of their ability to warm themselves up. The wings actually have the ability to detach from the muscles so that when they're cold, they can contract their muscles to generate heat without moving the wings. We do have at least a few species of bumblebees here at the sanctuary, and they are easy to find nectaring on various flowers. One bumblebee has taken up residence and made a nest in a birdhouse. The large, fuzzy body and elongated face lets me know it's a bumblebee, and the 4 yellow stripes leads me to believe it's the yellow bumblebee. The yellow bumblebee queen will mate one time in the fall, then hibernate over winter, usually underground. When she emerges the following spring, She will build a nest of loose grasses mixed with feces, usually that of a goose. Using the sperm she has saved from the last fall's mating, she will lay eggs, usually about a dozen the first round. The queen will then tend to her offspring until they are mature adults, and then they will become worker bees. She will continue laying eggs, still using the sperm from last fall's mating. The cycle will continue until her final brood, in which she will lay eggs of queens and males. Shortly after this, she will die, but her offspring, if all goes well, will continue on. But life is not always that simple. Many things can happen, including a wasp parasitizing the nest. As the season progresses, the butterfly species have been changing. We have not seen a lot of hair streaks this summer, but apparently it's not unusual for the populations to fluctuate. This is a banded hair streak. It is turning out to be a really good season for the monarch butterflies. We were even fortunate enough to catch a pair in the act of mating. And we've been fortunate enough to see painted lady butterflies. We often see their close relative, the American lady, but painted ladies are much less common in our region. And there's been more new skippers out. This is easy to identify, the silver-spotted skipper. Some of the others are turning out to be more difficult. Many look so similar, it is hard to distinguish one from another. One of my favorite lepidopterans is not actually a butterfly, but a moth. This is the hummingbird moth. They look a bit like hummingbirds, and their wings actually do hum as they hover, nectaring on flowers. I found this one in the grass one morning. It had trouble trying to flee from me. It may just be too cold, but it does look like its wings are getting a little raggedy. The dragonfly diversity has also been increasing around the ponds and fields. This is a male 12-spotted skimmer. And here is a female widow skimmer. These two skimmers are amongst our most common dragonflies. Less common, though not very rare, is the eastern amberwing.
He's got one torn up wing.
It is rare to see them perched for very long.
Looks like it's split down the long ways down the middle.
The most rare dragonfly this week was the lance-tipped dragonfly. This one is the male. The females have the same pattern, but with green rather than blue markings. They are known for habitually perching low in vegetation. Last thing I'll mention is the oxeye sunflowers, because they are attracting a lot of fly activity. They've been attracting mosquitoes, at least 2 species of bee flies, and of course predators, such as this goldenrod crab spider. Our mission at Spring Farm Cares Nature Sanctuary is to protect wildlife and enhance habitat around central New York. We thank everybody for supporting us, and if anyone has any questions, comments, would like to learn more, or schedule a tour with us, please check out our website or find us on Facebook.